Hollywood lied to you. The real Wild West was darker, stranger, and far more unbelievable. Today we reveal a collection of hidden frames that history books tried to erase. Let's uncover what they didn't want you to see. In 1890, reports emerged of a mysterious giant creature sighted in the Arizona desert. Although a legendary photograph is often mentioned by witnesses, no archival evidence has ever been found, creating an enduring myth. Isom Dart was a talented horseman whose life became the subject of many frontier legends. Known for his exceptional skills with cattle, his story reflects the complex and dangerous reality of the range. Alfred Packer emerged as the sole survivor of an ill-fated winter journey through the Colorado mountains. His story remains a dark historical mystery, documenting the extreme risks and desperation of early wilderness travel. Taken in 1881, this unusual image from Tombstone shows men posing with a pig during a local event. Historians continue to debate if legendary lawman Wyatt Earp is among the individuals in the frame. This rare interior shot of a Castledale saloon reveals a humorous side of frontier life with a horse brought inside. Saloons served as essential community centers for cowboys and miners. Captured as a child, Jimmy McKinn chose to adopt the Apache way of life and customs. When later recovered, he famously resisted returning to his former life, preferring his new community and identity. William Bill Pickett revolutionized the rodeo world by inventing bulldogging, a technique still used today. As the first black cowboy movie star, his incredible skills paved the way for future Western performers. This multi-purpose building functioned as both a saloon and a courtroom. Men gathered here to witness trials, illustrating the unique and often informal ways law was established in frontier territories. Speculators often sold land in collapsing mining towns to distant, unsuspecting investors. By exaggerating growth potential, these fraudsters profited from worthless holdings, leaving many families financially ruined on the declining frontier. Traveling salesmen once roamed the frontier selling miracle cures that were usually just colored water. These early deceptive practices eventually led to the first federal laws regulating the safety of medicine and food. Known as William H. Bonney, Billy the Kid became one of the most famous figures of the Wild West. This frame documents the young individual shortly before his legendary journey ended in 1881. This somber historical image documents the final rest of Jesse James in 1882. Beyond the popular myths, James was a complex figure whose actions reflected the deep social scars of the post-war era. Known as the Bandit Queen, Belle Starr poses confidently on horseback alongside a local official. Her life and mysterious end remain one of the most enduring and fascinating legends of American history. Martha Jane Canary, known as Calamity Jane, was a famous sharpshooter and scout. This 1876 portrait from Deadwood captures the unconventional spirit and iconic buckskin attire that defined her legendary frontier status. Bass Reeves was one of the first black deputy U.S. Marshals west of the Mississippi. Born into slavery, he became a legendary officer, making over 3,000 arrests while speaking multiple native languages. Known as Stagecoach Mary, she was the first African-American woman to deliver mail on a star route. Standing 6 feet tall, she became a frontier legend for her fearlessness against harsh conditions. We have explored some truly bizarre chapters of the frontier. Which of these rare frames surprised you the most? There are hundreds more photographs like these waiting to be revealed. Subscribe now to discover more hidden history. At just 19 years old, El Fuego Baca stood his ground against overwhelming odds in a famous New Mexico standoff. His survival became a lasting symbol of individual resilience and courage on the frontier. Pearl Hart gained national fame for committing one of the last recorded stagecoach robberies in 1899. Her story highlights the unconventional and daring lives of women who challenged social norms in the West. Oglala Lakota leaders Red Cloud and American Horse meet shortly after a difficult period for their people. Red Cloud remains the only Native leader to successfully win a major conflict against the United States military. Allan Pinkerton founded a private agency that became essential for railroad security during the late 19th century. His intelligence division served as a predecessor to modern military operations, providing security during a period of growth. A group of powerful cattle barons hired private enforcers to challenge small operators in northern Wyoming. This notorious conflict represents the intense and often violent struggle over public land rights during the era. This image documents a significant labor dispute at a major steel plant in 1892. It highlights the growing tensions between industrial workers and private security forces during a pivotal era of American economic expansion. These individuals represent the resilience of the Miniconjou Lakota following a tragic conflict in 1890. This somber photograph documents the heavy human cost of the final major struggle on the American frontier. This frame documents a beef issue where the government provided resources to Sioux families following the destruction of buffalo herds. It captures a sensitive period of cultural transition and social change. A Cheyenne family travels using a horse-drawn travois to transport their belongings. This image reflects the resilience of Plains nomads as they navigated a rapidly changing world during the late 19th century. Members of the Lakota tribe prepare resources on the reservation during the late 19th century. This photograph documents the shift in daily survival methods, reflecting the changing reality of life on the frontier. These Lakota women pose with their infants in traditional cradle boards near the Pine Ridge Reservation. This quiet frame offers a rare look at family life and childcare traditions during a period of transition. This early photograph captures Sioux men in traditional regalia, likely during a public performance. These images document the intersection of authentic indigenous culture and the rising popularity of frontier-themed entertainment shows. A Cayuse woman poses in elaborate traditional regalia for photographer Edward S. Curtis. The Cayuse were renowned for their skilled horsemanship, and this portrait captures the artistic detail and pride of the tribe. Photographer Edward S. Curtis captured these Navajo riders within the dramatic landscape of Cañon del Muerto. This frame highlights the vast scale of the American Southwest and the enduring heritage of indigenous peoples. Bedouin performers displayed legendary horsemanship during the 1893 World's Fair. This event played a major role in introducing Arabian horses to America, showcasing cultural diversity within the growing global entertainment industry. Buffalo Bill's traveling show featured cowboys and Native Americans performing roping and shooting skills. These legendary spectacles defined the global mythology of the American West for audiences across several different continents. While frontier life faced challenges, many towns maintained structured legal systems. The idea of total chaos is often exaggerated, as established laws and courts were vital for maintaining order in settlements. Contrary to Hollywood films, lawmen and outlaws did not follow a color-coded dress code. Both groups chose practical clothing that made them nearly indistinguishable, prioritizing functionality over dramatic cinematic style. The cinematic quick-draw duel was exceptionally rare on the American frontier. Real conflicts were usually unplanned and occurred in confined spaces or through strategic ambushes rather than formal face-offs in the street. Beyond the legendary brawls, saloons often served as unofficial town centers. They were primary locations for business deals, local political debates, and essential social gatherings that kept frontier communities connected. Many women on the frontier were successful business owners and landowners. Some even served as legendary law enforcers, proving that women held significant influence and power in shaping Western society. Authentic law enforcement badges came in various shapes and designs, not just five-pointed stars. Many were homemade or simple metal plates, reflecting the resourceful and often informal nature of early law. Contrary to popular myths, most cowboys were dedicated ranch workers rather than skilled gunslingers. Their daily lives revolved around herding cattle and maintaining land, with very few ever engaging in dangerous shootouts. The Pony Express only operated for 18 months before being replaced by the telegraph. While legendary in Western films, it was a short-lived enterprise that highlights the rapid pace of technological change on the frontier. Cowboys rarely lived in total isolation. They typically worked in teams, lived in shared bunkhouses, and maintained strong community bonds, challenging the image of the lone, quiet wanderer seen in traditional Westerns. African American and Mexican cowboys, known as vaqueros, were essential to the American ranching tradition. These skilled men performed the primary work that shaped the iconic and adventurous spirit of the frontier. Frontier medicine shows used music and magic to attract large crowds before pitching fraudulent elixirs. For many remote towns, these spectacles provided rare entertainment while convincing people to buy unproven health remedies. Before strict regulations, companies marketed bottled concoctions as cures for nearly every illness. While some were harmless, others contained unregulated substances, illustrating the lack of medical oversight on the early American frontier. Charming confidence men thrived by using deception to trick people out of their money. Notorious figures like Soapy Smith managed elaborate schemes in saloons, leaving a lasting mark on Western folklore and history. Fraudsters often posed as marshals or sheriffs to extort money from unsuspecting settlers. These deceptive practices highlighted the urgent need for professional and trustworthy law enforcement in remote and rapidly growing Western towns. Traveling phrenologists offered personality readings by examining the shape of a person's skull. This popular but unscientific practice reflects the public's fascination with early science and their vulnerability to clever traveling performers. Frontier lotteries often promised massive prizes but lacked government oversight. These speculative games exploited the hopes of settlers, eventually leading to stricter laws to protect the public from deceptive practices in Western towns. Skilled workers use a sluice box to separate gold from sediment during the famous Black Hills Gold Rush. This image captures the grueling manual labor that defined the pursuit of fortune on the frontier. A prospector displays a large gold nugget during the Klondike Gold Rush. Between 1896 and 1899, thousands braved the treacherous journey to Canada's Yukon Territory, hoping to strike it rich on the frontier. Remote towns often emerged rapidly following gold discoveries. These settlements became bustling centers of commerce and recreation, where the combination of fast wealth and minimal oversight created a unique and often unpredictable environment. A family poses outside their simple wooden cabin in the coal mining town of Castlegate. Life in these remote frontier communities was often difficult, with limited resources and harsh conditions. A blacksmith at the Silver King mine works on essential tools. These skilled craftsmen provided the vital metalworks necessary for expanding industries, making them indispensable members of every frontier community. A manual labor crew, known as a track gang, maintains railway tracks in the early 20th century. This grueling work was essential for expanding transportation networks across the vast and rugged American West. Chinese workers Qing Kui, Wang Fuk, and Li Shao celebrate the railroad's 50th anniversary. These men were part of the essential crew that laid the final rail, connecting the American coasts by track. Thousands of Chinese immigrants performed the most dangerous tasks to link the Atlantic and Pacific coasts. Completed in 1869, the railroad transformed a perilous months-long journey into a safe trip lasting only a few days. Constructed in 1882, this massive iron bridge spanned a deep gorge in Arizona. As a significant engineering feat, it allowed the Transcontinental Railroad to overcome natural obstacles during its expansion across the West. This historical photograph documents the raising of the first telegraph pole in Darwin. This major feat of engineering connected remote regions to the rest of the world, marking a turning point in global communication technology. This vintage photograph captures the active main street of Mesquite. Following the arrival of the railroad in the 1870s, the town developed rapidly with wooden businesses providing essential goods for many frontier travelers. Managing resources was essential for survival in dry frontier regions. This 1905 image from Texas shows early methods of transporting water, documenting the daily challenges and practical solutions found in the American Southwest. During the peak of the gold rush, Portsmouth Square was the heart of a booming metropolis. This bustling area saw San Francisco transform from a small village into a major world-class city. Photographer Timothy O'Sullivan captured this imposing adobe church in New Mexico. Originally built in the 17th century, the structure serves as a silent record of cultural intersection on the southwestern frontier. Two riders carry a banner honoring the Pony Express, a vital mail service that operated for only 18 months. Despite its short life, it remains an enduring symbol of American communication and speed. This American Wild West troupe toured Australia, showcasing frontier skills to international audiences. Such shows helped export the legendary image of the cowboy and the American frontier to the entire world. Judge Isaac Parker presided over the federal court here for over 20 years. Originally a military fort, this building saw hundreds of trials as legal systems established, order across the vast Indian Territory. Men gather outside a simple wooden saloon in Nolan County. With signs advertising beer for 5 cents, these establishments were essential community gathering spots where locals managed resources and shared frontier news. The interior of this famous Dodge City establishment was frequented by legendary figures like Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. It served as a central hub for social interaction and entertainment on the frontier. Co-founded by Wyatt Earp, this saloon in Tonopah reflects the legendary lawman's life after the frontier began to modernize. It documents the transition of Western icons into the business world of the new century. Women pose outside a prominent establishment during the later years of the Gold Rush era. These venues were vital centers of cultural life and social gathering in the rapidly growing cities of the West. Standing in the heart of Tombstone, the Crystal Palace was one of the most famous landmarks of its time. It remains a historical record of the city's peak during the Silver Boom era. Located in the frontier town of Skagway, this establishment served as a meeting point for miners and travelers. It documents the rugged social environment that defined life during the northern gold rushes. This early 20th century frame captures a popular gathering spot in Jackson. These local landmarks helped preserve the traditional identity of the American cowboy as the frontier era slowly came to a close. Known for its unique atmosphere and collection of curiosities, this iconic San Francisco establishment was a local legend. It reflects the diverse and unconventional social life found in the major cities of the West. This general view of a Wild West saloon documents the architecture and daily routine of the era. These buildings were often the first to be erected in new towns, serving as social foundations. Large corporations built entire communities to house hundreds of mining families during the early 20th century. These camps featured schools, theaters, and churches, providing a structured lifestyle in remote industrial regions. Stonega was a prominent company town built in a narrow valley to support the coal industry. This frame documents the organized urban planning used to manage workforce housing in challenging frontier terrains. This image, part of an artistic series, highlights the gaps in historical records regarding frontier justice. It challenges us to look deeper into the stories of the American West and reconsider how the past is remembered. Established in 1866, these all-black regiments played a vital role in protecting the frontier and maintaining national parks. Their nickname was given by Native American nations in recognition of their courageous and resilient nature. These soldiers represent the 10th U.S. Cavalry during a significant operation in Mexico. As Buffalo Soldiers, they demonstrated immense discipline and bravery while serving in challenging conditions far from the American border. This portrait shows the Hatfield family, central figures in a legendary Appalachian rivalry. Their history represents the deep social divisions and strong loyalties of the post-war era on the American frontier. Skilled cowboys participate in a biannual cattle roundup on the open range. Without fences, these events required immense grit and resourcefulness as riders navigated vast landscapes to gather free-roaming livestock for branding. Residents gather for a tense demonstration at a local jail in the newly settled town of Guthrie. This moment reflects the social unrest and challenging conditions common during the early Oklahoma land runs. While horses were essential, many individuals also relied on wagons, stagecoaches, and other means to navigate vast distances. Practicality and cost often determined how people moved across the open range. Although often depicted as a vast desert, much of the American West consisted of fertile plains, dense forests, and high mountains. This varied geography deeply shaped the unique survival strategies of the era. Legendary tales often paint Jesse James as a Robin Hood figure, but historical records tell a different story. His actions were generally driven by personal gain rather than a desire to help others. Nearly a quarter of all cowboys in the Old West were black. Many found new opportunities on the open range after the Civil War, performing essential tasks that were often omitted from history books. Notorious figure Jeff "Soapy" Smith stands inside a frontier establishment in Skagway. This rare frame documents the legendary individual shortly before a significant local conflict ended his influence over the town. Many prospectors who traveled west in search of wealth never found gold. Instead, they often ended up in deep debt or working labor-intensive jobs for large mining companies to survive the harsh frontier. The Reno Gang carried out the first train robbery in American history in Seymour, Indiana. This coordinated event demonstrated the vulnerability of railroads and changed how security was managed across the expanding West. Thank you for watching this journey through forgotten history. These rare photos prove that every moment matters, every face tells a story. Subscribe and like for more hidden historical secrets. Comment below, which photo shocked you most? See you next time.